Taya Volk waits patiently on her captor ship, patiently for the call. Patience is a virtue for Taya Volk, for what she does. It's patience that has put her in the position of power that she holds. It's patience that has made her in charge of all of the astral movements for the ADF. It's patience that wins her wars. And now she practices it with a cup of tea from her homeland, sipping it, as disciplined as always. It's at this point the room is entered by her assistant, a thinner elf, wire-framed glasses, blonde hair. She didn't much care for him in the warrior sense. She usually likes fighters more, but this elf serves his purposes incredibly well when it comes to matters of delegation and information. Mistress, we've gotten the call. The Zix, they're down. The Dead Seas, the hub has been eradicated. Excuse me, guys. The Missionary 1 was successful. She's like, good. Well, we've been on standby. We haven't been on standby for nothing. Send them in. Send all of them in. The elf kind of like cocks back and goes, I would be remiss if I do not one more time before we do this say that this puts you in a bit of a pinch. Taya Volk looks at him and goes, exactly why do you believe it puts me in a pinch? He goes, well, we aren't supposed to necessarily carry out any actions, military or otherwise, on the surface of Axiom. That's part of our job, is space only. Plus, there are Hearth Collective agents in there. We did make an agreement with the Hearth Collective. She's like, yes. We have circulated their faces to all of our soldiers. Hopefully, nothing happens to them in the skirmish. Either way, as far as Axiom is concerned, they're too busy squabbling with each other to truly depose me. Not at this point. And even if they tried, I am about to eliminate the biggest threat to the planetary security there is. He goes, of course, mistress. And then he turns and walks out. At this point, we switch down. We see back in that forge room where Alfred was right before he walked out to the shaman thing, where Heath Welker was just doing menial labor. He's stopped. You see one of the larger orc blacksmiths turn and goes, "Hey, what you doing?" And we see Heath with a communicator to his face. The two blacksmiths have been looking at the Zix that evaporated and left nothing but bones, as Zix do, that were standing in the room. He puts down the communicator. He looks at them both and goes, "Sorry, guys, it's not your day." Then he drops the leather armor to reveal his uniform, his ADF uniform. They both go, "Oh!" And then he just pulls the sword. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Astral Drive season episode 14, or as I like to call it, where shit pops off. Things have gotten very crazy for everybody involved. It's do or die this episode. But before we get into it, and before I introduce our wonderful players, I do want to say that this game is powered by Single Mod, an Axiom game system. You're seeing the cover right next to my face. You're also seeing the webpage to go get it at. That would be itch.io, and put in the search Single Mod. It's only $6. Only $6 for this system. I'm very proud of it. And you will be supporting a very, very independent TTRPG writer. So, with that out of the way, right above me, Aether Dios, he is playing Gerald Abbrego. In the middle, our Build Master General, that would be Phil Billy 3. I don't know why I said Phil. Phil Billy 330 is playing Nellis Stonehand.
What's up?
And then, last but certainly not least, our partner in all things TTRPG, unofficial/official. That would be Wizard's Respite, also Ash, playing Alfred Whitecastle.
Howdy, everyone.
All right, so to recap. Again, I'm going to have to start recapping the entirety of it because it would just take the whole time. So here's where we are right now. Abbrego finally survived the Neds and a harrowing, basically human sled incident down the side of a cliff where both Kelly and Pudgy Ned kicked the bucket. Gerald also kicked the bucket for a couple of seconds when he got a full machete in his shoulder. He managed to stop himself from going over the cliff, but now he's basically just bleeding out in the snow, waiting to die. Nullis found out a lot of stuff last time. He found out that Gull Draxon, the leader of the Dead Seas, is actually his half-brother, and that he has been looking specifically for Nullis. The raids were to find him because he has Volgar's blood. He's not exactly sure what all of that means, but the belief that the demon inside of his head has something to do with that. Gull wanted him to join. He said no. They got into a Mexican standoff. Then Alfred Whitecastle, after murdering a bunch of people in a church, in a Viking church, somehow managed to take like 15 minutes without anybody walking past that doorway. Found the hub and killed the hub because it was still secured by the goblins. However, killing the hub has disarmed all the Zix. His bodies were found, and now chaos is breaking loose within the Dead Seas mountain city. Did I miss anything, guys?
The alarms were sounded.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, the
that's
gongs.
just what happened.
Yeah, that had just ended. So, we're all good. Everybody's put points into their characters and everything like that. We're ready to rock and roll.
Do it.
Okay. All right. So, we are going to start with Wizard. Alfred Whitecastle, you have just put a knife into the head of the hub. The hub explodes, imploding on itself. One of the goblins, I think, died of a heart attack, if I recall correctly. The other two goblins of the four that were keeping it trapped inside immediately blink out of their spell. They are all exhausted, but they look at you. There is a half second of realization what has just happened, and then one of them goes, "Kill him!" And then two of the goblin shamans pull out nasty-looking daggers and charge you, while a third one starts to do, like, little chanting. But let's roll initiative.
Oh, of course.
It begins. Everybody wanted to fight. We're going to fight now.
We're going to be doing some fighting.
Drop that dice. That dice is dead to me.
I think I have fix that terrible initiative roll.
Let's hope so. Remember, it's just D20 plus your perception.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Need to look something up just real quickly. The magic. Races of theatrics. No, not that. Where's the magic? Where the magic at? Is it down at the bottom? Yeah, it is. I fucked up. Okay, give me 1 sec here. Sorry, guys. I'm going through a hastily put together document that I put together for this. Need to find the magic for Axiom. Oh, there we go. Must roll endurance, spellcraft. Okay. He's gonna do this one. Player takes a session and grants an additional token. This character sleeps, rests, endurance, spellcraft roll. Okay. Alright. So initiative right now, we've got the spellcaster is at a 13. Then our other 2 goblins are at 15s.
Okay, I was actually going to use command
Ooh.
as a perk. Do I have to do that on my initiative, or
What is let me look up
they
command
will
real
get
quick.
at least one moment to speak as well as initiative?
Well, similar to Rally, this character makes a forceful, loud yells, something that startles or confuses or otherwise draws the attention from the scene. The last second. During any scene, this character may spend a momentum and halt everyone around him with forceful language. All characters they are attempting this on must be able to hear them. They will get at least a moment to speak as well as initiative. Yeah, if this stops a combat scene, initiative. I would say this. Yeah, I mean, you're spending a momentum. Go for it.
Okay, I will put on as much bravado as I can and shout, "Surrender or die!"
That definitely kind of stops them in their tracks for a second, because they are just shamans, tired shamans who have been basically working to keep a hub in check for some time. I'm gonna, you know what? Give me a manipulate charisma check.
Ooh. That is a 17.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna make it contested. Okay. One of the goblins just stops and drops his knife. We can't take him. I'm too tired. It stops and drops his knife. The goblin that was directly behind him, just running with the knife, is traitor, and stabs him in the back of the neck, just right through the back of his neck. But this is going to give you initiative. So we're going to reroll initiative as the one goblin goes down from the stab. There's still the goblin with the knife and the spellcaster.
Okay.
But you have initiative, so.
Well, at least that initiative is better.
The spellcaster is about 15 feet away. The knife-holding goblin is only about 8, 10.
Okay. I got a 14 on initiative.
You got initiative. You did command.
Oh.
It gives you initiative.
Oh, okay. So then I'm going to run towards the dagger. They're kind of are they kind of in a line with each other? Or are they
they're kind of so. Remember, there was the amphitheater in the middle, and they were kind of the cardinal directions of everything.
Yeah.
So the one that was right in front of you was the one that surrendered. He was the closest. The one to the east is the one who ran up and stabbed him in the back of the neck. The one in the west is just standing in the same place he was, casting spells, starting to cast a spell. And then the fourth one, as I already said, passed out the minute the hub went down.
Gotcha. Yeah, so they're not really near each other.
No.
Then I'm going to actually make a beeline for the caster.
Okay, he's 15 feet away. You will have to spend an action for a full run, if I recall correctly.
My agility is 4.
Right.
So would that be...
It's 12 feet.
12 feet. Okay. Shoot.
Well, let me make sure. Let me just check it. Just want to make sure.
It's times 3.
It's times 3, yeah. So you can move 12 feet in an
Oh, I
action.
misread that.
That's a free action, right? For times 3, or is that the jaw?
Yeah.
Is that the run?
No, that's a free.
Yeah. Then no, I'll go with the guy that's closest to me. And attack him.
Players must move just for times 3 without using an action. Okay. I'm sorry. Say that again.
I'm gonna head to the guy that's closest to me, the goblin that is closest to me with the dagger.
Okay. All right. You charge him. Sword out. Right.
Yep.
All right. Take a swing.
That's actually a with mods. Well, it's a 20.
All right, he gets a 9, so you hit by 11, I think. No, yeah, 11.
11. Okay.
All right, so he soaks. So only got an endurance of 1, no conditioning. So he soaks 1, so that's going to bring it down to a 10, which is still a potential death, right?
Yeah.
So it's just 1. Is it more? It's more than 10, though. It's everything. No, so it's just 5. He's just got to beat a 5. He's got a conditioning of 1, an endurance of 1. Rolls a 12, he's okay. So you rush in, whoosh, you take a big chunk out of the goblin, just carve right down its chest. It staggers backwards, like pulling, like you get it just as it pulls its knife out of its friend. You stab it. You can just see it's very feral and angry, just steps backwards. You did 10 points of damage, right?
Yes.
So brings us down to 20 on DG. Okay. He does roll for an injury, though, so give me a D20 roll to see where he hits.
Right.
Why am I scrolling through? Go down to that.
I got a 6.
6 is torso, so I'm glad I described it correctly. The endurance score is reduced by 1. That's rough for him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so he's bleeding heavily from the chest as he steps back with the dagger, kind of scowling. Do you take any more actions, or you let go?
I'm going to let go for now.
All right, let go for now. The dagger that steps back, like looking at the blood. He looks at you and screams. He rushes forward. He jumps off the back of his friend, who's still bleeding out from the neck, leaping in the air. Ah! Robes fluttering in the wind, dagger out. Oh, that's a terrible roll. Okay, so 8 total to hit you.
22, actually.
All right, you bring the sword up, pling. You easily circle parry the blade, actually moving his entire smaller body to the side. He hits the ground, kind of. He hits hard, but he rolls with it, kind of barrel rolls up to like his hands and knees. And at this point, our spellcaster is going to cast a spell. Let me remind myself how to do that shit.
I wish Nillis was here.
The warm blanket of his 2 guns and his pet velociraptor. Spellcrafting games, focus charisma base, casting. The cast spell decides how difficult the spell would be. Okay. All right. His difficulty is going to be a 10 to cast. He hits that. All right, so the little goblin starts chanting. You just see him pull out a little pouch. He pops the pouch open and just snorts some silver dust into his nose. And then he finishes the spell. He brings his hand back. Just old school, ladies and gentlemen. His hand erupts into flame like a baseball size of fire, and then he just hurls it at you with all of his might. You can, however, dodge this, but it does have a radial effect to it.
Okay.
So basically, let me see here. He's gonna roll to hit you to start. 12 plus his spellcraft is 3 plus his charisma is 2. 17 to hit you.
And do I use like blades as part of my defense, like a normal?
Yes. Yes.
Like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Actually, yeah. 25.
I need to ask you a private question, so I will be texting you real quick.
Okay. What does this mean?
Okay. All right. So. And it's been on the whole time, right?
Yeah. Because it's still like, well,
Do you remember how much you were down from it?
the last time it was 1 down.
Okay. So it would be 2 down then.
Okay.
All right. So hurls the fire at you. I'm sorry. What'd you roll to dodge again?
25.
All right. With almost superhuman speed, you leap to the side, rolling away as the fire just slams into the ground. This is a radial check, though, so we're going to give our goblin buddy... He's got a 10 to dodge it. Ah, shit. So he eats some damage on it. So the fire actually washes over the goblin that was attacking you with the dagger, and just he screams, just ah! He like spins around screaming as the fire just catches to his cloak. He drops the blade and starts to fall into the amphitheater down the stone steps. Just screaming. You managed to avoid the fire burst, though.
Thank God.
So what do you do now?
Full on attack. I will go straight for the caster now. He's still 15 feet away.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna use the momentum to get to him then,
Okay. All right.
and then I'm going to
You
attack.
did gain a momentum for your successful attack, correct?
I did not add a momentum from my
Add a
successful-
momentum from your successful attack.
All right, turning that then.
As long as you only use one.
Yeah, as long as you don't... No. He didn't use any on the attack. Did he use one on the attack?
No.
No, I'm saying as long as you don't only use one action, like don't spend a momentum.
Right.
There's-
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna go like beeline for the guy, swing my attack. I got a... Didn't change my stats on my dice roller, but 19.
Whoa! Another big hit.
Yeah.
You can see it sees you running, and it actually goes into his cloak to pull out like a hand crossbow. But you just like turn on the speed, just even faster. He's taken by surprise by how fast you come at him, and you get him. He has a 2. So 2 this would be 2. So it would be 8. So what was your total to hit him? 19, you said?
Yeah.
So he's taking 8 damage. No, 7 damage. 7 damage on Goblin Caster. So that's an injury check. Give me a percentage. Give me your big D20 roll for location.
3.
That's a headshot. So maximum momentum is reduced by 2. Their maximum momentum is blah, 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 blah. Got it. All right, so it'd be 7 damage, takes him down to 23. Okay, so you come in and just, you bring the blade in like with a nice perfect thrust as you like slide into to a perfect thrust with the rapier. It actually catches the side of his head, taking a chunk out of his ear and just opening up a big cut along his temple, but not enough to actually kill him. You were going for his eye, and if it had been a normal-sized person, it would have been a perfect gut stab, but it's a goblin, so it's not so much. Are you spending another momentum to continue attack, or are you done?
I'm done.
All right, you're done. You stab along the head. As you stab along the head, he drops back, pulling the crossbow out. He takes the shot. God, cannot roll on an attack to save my life with these guys. He is going to get a 11 to hit you.
I rolled a 17.
17. All right. So the crossbow lets loose an arrow. You easily kind of like sidestep it, like making your body flat for a second. It whizzes past you, and it is your turn.
Take the attack.
Okay.
Sword versus crossbow.
Crossbow. Already fired crossbow. He's in trouble, I think.
Good. Good. That's a 19 to a 19.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm rolling well tonight.
Wow,
Except for initiative. I rolled crappy.
He rolls a 4, so that's 15 points of damage. He soaks 1. That brings him down to 14. That's going to be a definite potential death save. 14 is 4 above 10, so he has to beat a 9 to not die. He beats a 9, but he just still takes the 14 damage, which brings him down 9 fucking damage. Give me an injury check, too.
I rolled a 15 injury.
Okay, that's his 4 score. It's reduced by 1.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, you dodge the crossbow, then come back in with a quick slash. You end up catching him right across the right arm with the crossbow. Just opens up his arm real deep. He ends up dropping the crossbow, pulling a dagger since he's in close, and trying to stab for you. Ooh, that's a little bit better. He gets a 16 to hit you.
Oh, okay. And that is the end of my luck. So that's an 11.
11. So he beats you by 5, correct?
Yes.
What's your conditioning plus your endurance? Or it's just
4.
endurance? I can't remember. Is it?
I think it's conditioning and endurance. That's one of the things I leveled up was conditioning tonight before I started.
Base damage. No, it's just your endurance. Base damage plus weapon effects minus target's endurance. So I've got to remember that because I was figuring that wrong. All right, so it's just your endurance. Your endurance was what?
3.
So it just brings you down to a 2. You're not taking an injury or anything. Glancing wound, flesh wound, take 2 vitality damage. He actually manages to bring the dagger in. He manages to open up a small cut on your ribs, kind of cutting into your. Oh wait, you have armor, right?
Yes. Yeah, I got the chest plate.
Oh, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Just that's the overall vitality. It would only matter if we hit the injury save or whatever. So he manages to cut in a little bit, find a little chink in the armor, and take a little chunk of your ribs. Your turn.
Well, doesn't the armor stop 1 damage?
No. It gives you extra vitality, and then it adjusts your death save and your injury save.
Right.
But it gives you extra health overall, so your overall vitality.
Okay, yeah, attacking.
Okay, do it.
17.
Woo! That might be the winner. He gets a 5, 6, 7. So 7 minus 17 is 10 damage, right? He soaks 1 of that. That actually brings it down to 9, but that is enough to take him out. So he cuts in deep a little bit, but you actually bring down the blade and just catch right into his carotid artery and out the back of his neck. With a gush of blood, you kind of pull the rapier back. He stands there for a second, then drops in front of you dead.
I look over down at his body and said, I would have killed him anyways, but friendly fire is disgusting. I look over at the smoldering corpse at the bottom of the
he stopped screaming a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's starting to smell real bad in this room, even though it's
time
an
to get the hell out.
Yeah. It's burning goblin, burning dirty sweaty goblin. That's not gonna smell good. All right, so you start to head out the way you came.
Yes.
All right, we're going to switch off. Nellis, you were in a Mexican standoff with him slowly backing down the hallway, right?
Well, no, like he was crumpled on the ground because his glove
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
went off. And I had just like walked out the door when the gong started
Yeah.
going off. So, just to set the scene, I'm going to monologue for a minute.
Okay.
So, I stop as soon as I hear the gongs and I turn around to go step back through the doors as he's crumpled on the ground.
Well, he's not prone. I want to make that clear.
Oh, he's not prone?
No, he fell down in pain. He's not like knocked out or anything.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay. All right.
He's on the ground in pain.
Yeah. He's not. He can defend himself, is what I was saying.
Okay. I stepped to the desk he was standing at, or was, yeah, what he was standing at before he approached me and all that went down. Because I remember you said that he left the axe on the desk. His
Okay.
axe.
All right.
I pick up the axe and I'm like, Gull, I learned something. You managed to tell me how you cut the head off of Malgarak, my father, because he was weak. And I'll tell you at this moment, give me a reason why I shouldn't do the same to you, because as the leader, you sure seem pretty weak. And I like brandish his axe.
He'll turn towards you, take a deep breath, stand up, and he goes, "You can try."
I could try and I could succeed, or you can escort me out of this fine place. And as I'm holding the axe in my right hand, I'll draw one of my pistols with my left.
Okay.
What's he do?
He looks at you, and he goes, "A momentary fall to a knee does not make me weak. And if you are going to challenge me, do it. If not..."
I shoot him.
Okay, go time. Initiative. Initiative.
Oh shit.
19.
He goes first, 13.
Okay. Alright. You're holding one gun right now, right?
And his axe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay. Alright, he just steps in and tries to just jack you in the face. $16 to hit you.
19 to defend.
Okay. You dodge.
Actually, it's more because what is it? It's your roll plus your agility, right?
It's your roll plus your agility plus your weapon skill.
So 26 actually. So
I mean,
dodged.
you dodge either way.
Okay. I know I said I shot, but I'm gonna take that shot.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, I'm dual wielding, but I'm only shooting at the moment. So can I just roll it like that?
I mean, you can't roll a double. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to also swing on him with the axe.
That's what I'm saying. At this moment, I'm not swinging the axe. I'm just shooting.
Right, you can just shoot, but you won't get the 2 dice, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you could shoot. Yeah, that's fine.
I was just confirming that it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about handedness and shit like that in this. I like it to be more fun than that.
Okay, so total to hit is 18 to hit.
Okay. need to just look at a couple of things real quick because he has many perks. I know what that does. What does that do? Okay. And then okay. All right. What'd you roll to hit him again?
18.
All right. Let me see here. 2 plus 4. Got him good. That's 8 points. 8 points to defend you. To defend against you.
And then plus 4 sharp.
Right. For the threshold. Right.
Yeah.
So that is
10 damage.
10 damage with the sharp.
No, 14 with
the sharp. All right. That's threshold. All right. That does not do enough, so he will take a death save, but he does have tough, so his threshold on death is actually 12 now, so it's only 2 above that, so he has to beat a 7 to not die. Gets 13, he's okay there. 14. Oh, wait. Yeah, no. That's wrong. I'm sorry, that's wrong. He wouldn't be making a death save. Because he soaks 2. So that would be down to... No, he still would have. It would just been 5. So. But... So it's 2, so he's going to take 12 points of damage. What's his fucking vitality? Okay. Okay. All right. So you fire. He takes it in the shoulder. He grits his teeth, and then he steps in to try and punch you. Actually, he is gonna punch you again. I'm gonna spend a Game Master momentum to add an effect to it. He is going to attempt to disarm the weapon from your hand, specifically his fucking axe. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, never mind.
What?
I'm too late. I technically should have got a free attack on him because I beat him by more than 5, but I forgot.
Okay. Just remember next time.
Yeah.
Does that... You don't spend a momentum on that too, right?
No.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Which one's the disarm, isn't it? Yeah, disable. Gonna try and disable. He can't disable. That's a sharp effect. Okay. So he's gonna grapple instead.
And what's the effect of that?
This attack ends with the attacker holding on to the target in order to restrict their movement or attacks after dealing damage. From a successful attack with this effect, the target cannot take any movement actions and must roll a force check of difficulty 10 plus the force of the person holding them to be able to attack. The person holding them may decide to maintain the hold or release before taking actions. If they maintain... they may take only one action, attempt to attack once, or attempt to move the target in a direction. This is a contested strength check, with the amount the attacker wins by being the amount the target can be moved. Momentum cannot be spent to increase actions within a grapple from either party. Alright, so spent that momentum. He's got 4... Well, it's not that big of a roll for you. 15 coming at you. Lucking out against him right now.
I'm going to spend 2 momentum to reroll.
Okay.
That's better. I rolled an 18, so
Okay. All right.
it definitely missed.
All right. He grabs for your arm. You manage to kind of like push him to the side, managing to keep a hold of his axe and the gun.
Alright, I'm gonna... Is there a way to aim a shot to be non-lethal?
I'll allow you to like call non-lethal. Like if it would kill him, it would subdue him instead.
Okay, that's basically what I'm
Well-
trying to do in this is disable his
Let me put it this way.
ability to fight.
Because you're still fighting him and he's still trying to kill you. I would make it like some sort of check, you know, depending on the difficulty and how much you deal damage by.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So if you roll like a 28 and he rolls a 2, it's going to be incredibly hard for you to not murder him. Does that make sense? But if you deal a decent amount of damage, the difficulty will depend on how much damage you do to him because you're still shooting a gun at him. You can't guarantee you're not going to kill him.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna state I'm clearly trying to disable like his arms specifically.
Right.
Alright. Attack roll 9, not that great. Just to confirm, for a shot, I know you add your ranged weapons. You add your agility too, or no?
Yeah.
I think it's no.
Yeah, you do. You add agility, ranged weapons, and the dice roll. It's always a stat and a skill plus a dice roll. There is usually a ranged modifier. That means that you have a -2, but you're in close combat.
Yeah. So it's 15 to hit.
Okay. He rolled a 15, so he's definitely going to dodge that one.
Okay.
So you kind of come up with the fire. As you take the shot, he catches your hand and pushes it up. The shot ends up hitting the ceiling.
I'm going to spend a moment.
gun
I'm going to
cotting.
make an extra attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. 21 to hit.
Ooh, that is better. He rolls a 13. So you got him.
That's significant.
That's very significant.
I mean, he'll soak 2, you said, so
Yeah.
that's 6. That's a difference of 6 after his soak, plus the 4 piercing, so that's 10 damage.
So no death save. It's going to be an injury check again. Give me an injury roll.
8.
Too low, too low, too low. That would be torso. So his endurance is reduced by 1. So he puts your hand up into the thing, you fire into the ceiling, then you kind of spin your arm out and around his kind of John Wick style and bring it down to his ribs and just fire. And it catches him in the gut. He staggers back, second bullet in him. So that was an overall of 10 points of damage to him, though, right?
Correct. And
No, because the sharp's 4, so it would be 6 points of damage.
it's 10 with the sharp.
So it's 6 points of damage.
And then since I beat him by more than 5 on the D20 roll, I get a free.
Yep.
Ooh, I crit. Nat 20, so 26 to hit.
26 to hit. He rolls a 6 on the die. That gives him a 10 overall, so that's 16 over, right? That's rough.
Yeah, 16 over plus 4 sharp.
Well, yeah. I mean, the sharp doesn't really matter. You're over his death threshold at this point. So 16. Well, before I roll,
back,
before I roll
to
the
shoot him in the shoulder.
Right, before I roll the death, you're trying to subdue, right?
Correct.
Give me firearms and agility. Well, not firearms, ranged and agility. The difficulty, so you beat him by 16, right?
Yeah.
We'll make your difficulty to subdue 8. Half the damage you beat him by.
Oh. Oh, shit.
I
want to roll higher than 8?
Yes, you do. I'm assuming you did not.
No, I did not. I rolled a 5.
Okay, so he could potentially die here then. So you're, which is sad because he hasn't even lost half his health because of all his fucking perks and shit takes him up so high on health. All right. So it's no, that would be threshold. So it's a total of 20. His threshold is 12 because of his perk. So it's 8 over. So it's 8 plus 5. So he needs to beat a 13. He needs to get a 14 or higher. With it's just an endurance, right?
I believe so. Unless he has... do you add body to it, or...
No, I don't think so. I think it's just endurance. He rolls a 20 because he's a tough-ass motherfucker. So he is somehow all right. So, yeah, he falls backwards. You fire in the shoulder. You hit him again with the bullet, and he takes it. He actually staggers slightly from that one, but just, like, grits his teeth.
I'd smile. That ends that turn.
Yeah, I gotta do what his health would be at.
Orc John Wick.
That's what he had said he wanted him to be.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. He's gonna step in and try and whale you again. Got no other choice.
He could escort me out. I gave him the opportunity.
Yeah, the proud orc king. That's not happening, man.
If you hurt somebody enough, eventually, maybe.
He would die before doing that.
I get that feeling from this guy.
Yeah, seriously. This guy's trying to go to war with the universe. He's not gonna escort you out.
Better to die with honor kind of guy.
Yeah, definitely. 14 to hit you on that one.
He hit me. I rolled a total of...
What does beef do?
10.
10?
So he beat me by 4.
That's not that bad. Oh, hold on one second. I gotta just make sure I haven't overlooked a perk.
How many perks does this guy have? Jesus Christ.
He has 5 perks.
He's a boss.
He is a boss. He is an absolute boss. I will say this. Phil is doing amazing against him. He also is not wearing his armor and isn't holding his axe.
I would say Pickles is probably standing there, like, eagerly waiting for the command.
I forgot Pickles was in the room. You gotta remind me about Pickles.
How's that gun? I bet that gunshot's not healing well either.
The what?
That big gunshot to his back probably isn't healing terribly well either.
No.
Oh, yours, yeah. Well, I don't know how long it's actually been Like how long it took
I
us.
hope he feels it was extra cold out.
So
it was 10 sessions, so I'm not
So what's your endurance, man?
My endurance is 2.
2? Okay, so you're taking 2 vitality damage.
Okay.
He kind of faints high and ends up hitting you in the gut. It's a soft one. It hurts, but he's trying to get back into the fight. He's going to spend a momentum to continue to attack you. This time, I think he's going to... Oh, yeah. Oh, 10, I gotta switch soon. Okay. Okay. He's going to also spend another momentum to try and stun you. This blow. What the fuck, man? Jesus. He gets an 8 to hit you.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah, definitely not.
I'm like, are you done, brother?
You will have to kill me. Honorless dog who holds my weapon while firing a gun. You will have to kill me. Yeah, he's like full berserker mode at this point.
Oh boy.
You do hear people starting to come, because there are gongs going everywhere, and you guys have been fighting for a hot second now.
Okay. Well, Pickles has the door at the moment.
Pickles does have the door.
He says that, and would I do this? Yeah, at this point I would. I throw the axe at his feet, and then I take my action.
Okay.
This is getting real.
It's been real. It's been real.
17 to hit.
17 to hit. Ooh, he actually dodged you. Hallelujah. All right. So 17 actually. So you throw the axe and then you fire. When you fire, though, he rolls low, catching the axe, rolling back up kind of perfectly, bringing the axe back up. It's still your turn if you're spending another momentum.
No, I'm going to save.
Okay. All right. And he steps in with a huge roar and tries to hit you with the axe. All right. This time... Yeah, I'm going to save that momentum. Possible another attack. He's got the Skinner in his hand. All right. 23 to hit you.
$21.
Jesus, man. Okay. You take... you'll soak the 2 then. So he comes in. Just the ferocity of him coming at you with 4 fucking bullets in him at this point takes you off guard a little bit, and you almost get caught with the blade, but it ends up just like snagging kind of the collar of your armor and taking a chunk out of it. He's going to spend another momentum to continue to attack you. As he kind of like spins, he takes that swing, he spins through, just bringing it back up again into this huge diagonally downward arc. All right, so that one is going to be a 19 to hit you.
I roll a 19.
Come on. Okay. All right. Huge downward strike. You dodge to the side. He literally cleaves his desk in half. Just wood shattering everywhere. Your turn. Actually, we gotta cut away. We cut away to Gerald. It's
cold.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like, Ned goes into the cliff, and you fall backwards into the snow, and you can just feel the blood pumping through the open wound in your shoulder, just reddening the ice crystals around you. You're cold, you're beaten up, you're tired, and you try to move. Actually, you know what? Give me a resolve. Resolve and endurance. And the difficulty is going to be 20.
Do we get our momentum back?
Yeah. Yeah, you start with your momentum back.
I'm going to spend 2 momentum to lower it by 4.
Okay, cool. So that brings it down to a 16. Right?
And it wasn't enough.
You lift an arm, trying to pull yourself out of the snow, but the fatigue, the ache, the sheer stabbing, cutting pain when you attempt to move your shoulder off the ground just is too much. Drags you back to the snow. You feel the kind of your consciousness start to fade in and out, start to lose it. And then you're about to pass out when you just see this like huge mass of fur above you for a second, and you swear you're being licked, and then you're out. And you're actually going to end up ahead of some other people. At this point, you're kind of in and out of consciousness for a while. You wake up, and you swear to God you see the top of the mountain on fire. You don't know how that's possible, but you see it for a second. You could have swore you heard thunder in the distance, and then you pass out again.
I got a lot for a man of the cloth.
Yeah. you pass out again, and then you kind of you see your mom. You want to ask her what that picture was about. What the hell's going on with the priest that employs you? Why everybody wants to kill you? Feel like they're connected, but she won't answer you. Again, you're awake. You just feel yourself slowly moving through the snow. This tug on your leg. You're not exactly sure what that is, but you feel it. And then you pass out again for another period of time, an indeterminate period of time. You're not sure when. And all of a sudden, you snap to alertness. You are awake. You are full of aches and pains all over your body. Every inch of your body is being felt by you in a way that you've never felt because you've never been a super physical person. This is a full body ache and pain. And then all of a sudden, the hurt in your shoulder comes back. And it is kind of excruciating to the point where you actually go, ah! And then you just hear, oh yeah. You got... Oh, wait. I need a better voice than that for this dude. Yeah. It's gonna hurt. I mean, the herbs I put it on, they're gonna help a little bit, but not gonna take all the pain away. Nothing I can do about that. You kind of look over. You're in this large, massive tent. kind of almost like a lean-to, like a permanent tent. There is kind of cloth fur flooring, almost like you could tell that the grass is under that and it's put down for that. There's a small hole in the center of the tent, and then there's kind of a brazier, like a large fiery brazier with a large fire going in the center of the tent. You are laying on this kind of like constructed cot out of like fur and whatnot. You can see a couple of other cots in the room and a couple of chairs. Sitting next to the brazier is a gruff looking old hold on one sec. Sorry, everybody. Just give me a sec. Is this old orc just sitting there? Green hue. He actually has a beard, just smaller teeth kind of coming out. He actually looks a little bit thin for an orc. Older, like I said, because of the gray beard, tied in kind of almost like it's got like a little tie around the bottom of the beard, so it's almost like a beard ponytail sort of thing. And then he has a small amount of, actually he's bald up top. He's wearing this hooded cloak with the hood down. He's sitting in the chair, sipping some sort of drink from a hastily created mug. You also see something else in this tent. You thought it was just another fur, like another bed of fur, but instead when it starts to move, you get a little bit scared. It's a large dire wolf, just kind of like sits up on its haunches and stretches slightly. Like for anybody who's not fantasy oriented out there, it's like a wolf on steroids, basically. It's a it's a massive wolf, like the size of like a Saint Bernard or something like that. It just like sits up and just like yawns and kind of looks at you and wags its tail. And then you just see the orc kind of take another sip of its drink and then kind of look at you and go, it's taken a liking to you. That's unfortunate. I had high hopes for that one.
Oh, do I know you?
No.
You're not. Oh. Hello then.
Hello.
I think there are several of you.
Nope, just one. Just one.
Oh. How long have I been here?
Oh, probably about a day and a half at this point.
Oh gosh. I don't even know how long I was gone before.
Yeah, it looks like you got into something.
It's been a very bad day. Oh, wait, it's been a very bad week. I sometimes wonder now if I'm truly blessed or very challenged. But if you helped me, thank you.
He just like narrows his eyes at you while you kind of go through all that nervously, and he just kind of goes, "You use a lot of words for very small amount of communication, don't you?"
I've been told that, yes. Sometimes. Frequently, actually.
Can you sit up?
I'm gonna try to.
You don't have to roll. It hurts, but you managed to sit up. You actually kind of you can look. You only have pants on at this point, and just your pants that have been ripped up and wrecked. He's sewed up the huge, like, just awful machete wound on your shoulder as best he could, which is pretty impressive because you've got such thick hide and skin. You're not exactly sure where he would have learned how to do that, but he sewed you up pretty good. And you actually also have this bandage on it with kind of this green stuff kind of oozing from it. He points at you real quick. He goes, "Don't touch that. You're not going to want to touch that."
Oh, I really would not want to. Oh, I'm gonna have a mark on my shelf forever now. No, but thank you. I don't know how I could have gotten. How I would still be here without your help.
Oh, you wouldn't. You definitely would have died. He hands you a bowl of soup. That's why we started taking to calling you scrap meat. Because you would have been scrap meat.
No, I've been called worse. But it just takes a really long pause looking at the bowl.
With that pause, the orc kind of goes, "Don't thank me. I was kind of hoping you were dead. Somebody of your size would have fed me for weeks."
Found yourself in a cannibal camp.
I'm not a cannibal. He's an orc. That guy's a fucking
I-
armadillo.
It's still humanoid.
It is. It is. He's skirting the edge. What do you want from a weird hermit orc that lives in the middle of the mountains by himself?
No, he's got a friend.
He does. He
Yeah.
does.
Oh, well, that is a bit of a relief. Actually,
Sure.
I do owe you my life. Although that debt is slightly reduced by the possibility of my being food. I don't say that lightly though. This means a lot to my people.
He looks at you for a second and he goes, "I mean, I could still eat you if you want me to."
Oh no, that's I can balance that debt in other ways. I hope, preferably. Can I help?
Can you help me? Is that a joke?
No, very serious actually.
No. He just says no, and then he turns and he walks over to the side of the tent, picks up this really large bow, and then he turns back to you and goes, "Stay here, eat the stew, rest, don't mess with the dogs, and then don't mess with the wolves." And then he just walks out of the tent.
It's gonna zip the bowl slightly awkwardly around.
When you
I
look
don't know
around,
anything about orc culture.
when you look around,
Stout on a spit.
when you look around, you do notice that
Rex.
there is finally found out what happened to him.
That soup is really good.
Oh no, this got so dark.
It did.
Sorry.
So this was pretty dark to start.
Yeah.
I read all your characters. This is pretty dark to start. It wasn't even by my choice. There's when he walks out, you see another dire wolf that you didn't notice before. Just kind of stand up and just plod out of the tent after him. But the other dire wolf that wags his tail at you just kind of wags his tail at you a little bit longer and stares at you while you drink.
Oh. We don't have anything like this on Genesis.
You guys got like dingoes and stuff, but nothing like this big.
No, dingoes don't get this big,
No.
do they?
No.
Oh,
This
God.
thing's massive.
They're
and
bad
it's-
enough that they're normal size.
It's just staring at you and wagging its tail.
Like, how big is this relative to me?
Oh, that's tough. They're probably about like, I want to say like 3 feet, just standing, like not standing on their hind legs, just like that big, and then they would be like, I want to say like, man, I'm not good with measurements. They're big. It's a big dog. It's a big ass wolf dog. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still quite large. I'm not like a...
No. It's
Mariah Stout.
It's not gonna like
fair.
tackle you or anything,
No.
but it's big. Yeah, it's big. I would say they're bigger than stouts. That's a good gauge. Like not necessarily taller, but just like total mass bigger than stouts.
Stout is now our unit of measurement.
How many stouts is it, Zach? How many stouts is the ship? Let's say it's 85 stouts wide, 20 stouts tall.
Oh God. Stats are gonna love that.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
Thank God they're fantasy creatures that can't cancel us. But yeah, it's continuing to stare at you and its tail while you drink your soup.
I'm going to wave to it. I don't really know how to deal with... I don't have any animal knowledge at all. It's just sort of, that's I'm in a lot of pain, very delirious. I don't even know what day measurements are on this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just drink the soup and try not to look at it, or what do you do?
I mean, I look at the dog or the wolf and wave kind of to it, and
Oh, when you wave to it, it perks up and it starts to walk over.
oh. A good wolf. Wolf? What is a wolf?
It kind of cocks its head to one side as it looks at you, and then it licks your face.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not biting. It doesn't look prickly. It's not like a cactus or something.
No, it's not a cactus. You can pet it.
Yeah. You don't pet the baby cacti. They really don't like that. I pet it
All right.
awkwardly.
It's happy. It's happy. You just have this bonding session with this dire wolf. It's just super happy around you. Just. Yeah.
Literally,
It makes
no
a
one has
couple
been
of
happy
noises.
around me for like
Yeah.
a month.
It's
Which is
actually
nice.
it's actually really nice. I mean, considering that like even the people who were your friends seemed irritated by you, and then the person who was your best friend tried to murder you and got her hand ripped off before her brother also died. It's been a pretty rough situation for Abbrego. He is not.
Yeah. I'm
not feeling
almost
love
worried
right now.
about being near any other living creatures at this point.
Yeah, you.
Doesn't have to talk to you. That's the thing.
There's. Oh, that's
It's a great
Low
listener,
blow.
I hope.
Yeah, it's actually really nice for Abbrego. Like this, like even at first, you're like, how is this thing gonna try and kill me? Everything on this planet's trying to kill me, so how is this thing gonna try and kill me? And it doesn't. It's just really friendly to you, and you pet it and you drink your soup and you're good. You finish the soup. The wolf kind of just like sits down next to your bed. Do you do anything else?
I really know what to do with them. This is very comfortable.
It's your choice. This is your time.
Yeah.
Start teaching him the word of Matthias.
The wolf just walks
Oh,
into a
man.
bath and drops a toaster in with itself.
Oh no.
Wolf's gonna start counting coins for him.
Yeah, that's a smart wolf. Oh, you're he's well, this is Gerald. He hasn't actually been able to say anything for a while. He's been unconscious for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah,
give
he's
or
just
take.
gonna start talking to this dog.
Okay. All right. What do you say to
Like-
the dog?
Oh, just all sorts of things.
All right. You start
you are
babbling.
yeah, you're a kind creature. I do not know if it is good for you to be near me. I have not had the best of times with others. But thank you for your time. And then he just starts like, honestly, like venting about just
Okay.
everything.
All right. So you just vent to this dog about everything, like, and then the cook tried to kill me, and the doctor tried to kill me, and I vomited a lot. I mean, a lot. So you're just going on to this thing, on and on and on, and it just sits there and listens to you, cocking its head back and forth every so often, as if very interested in everything you have to say. You completely lose track of time, and realize that you have spent like. You have no idea how long you've spent there, but definitely you start to hear footsteps in the snow after like a large amount of time.
The wolf knows that its owner went to get rosemary to make the Arma stew.
Oh god. Good choice.
The footsteps kind of they mush around outside, not really trying to be hidden or anything. And then after a second, the tent flap opens, and in walks the orc. He just kind of stops. He takes his hood down. He lets his direwolf like plod in past him, back to its corner. Only this time it kind of like curls up closer to the fire to get warm. You see him shake the snow off, and then he just kind of looks at you with an inquisitive look. Almost the same look that the direwolf is giving you. And he goes...
And I've been talking to this wolf for like, I don't know, minutes, hours, days, I don't know. He looks at the orc and also tilts his head.
Yes. Have you been just sitting in here talking to the direwolf that I told you not to mess with?
Yes. This one is nice. I finished the soup.
Yeah, I see.
I like your place, but it's a lot of resting to do, I think.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you do. He walks over, sits down again in front of the fire, pours himself this kind of like brew out of like what looks like a coffee pot, and then takes a sip, and he just watches the fire. That's all he says to you, unless you want to say something to him.
I really do need to find the rest of my group and get back to the city, if possible.
That actually gets a chuckle. Ha! What city? You're on a mountain, in the middle of snow, miles away from any sort of civilization. What city are you talking about?
Oh, there's, yeah, definitely miles away, but my ship that I was kidnapped on is broken.
He puts up his hand. No, I'm not the wolf. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you talk to me. Okay, you heal because you have to heal. I don't let people die when I find them out in the middle of nowhere. I don't need to know who you are, and you don't need to know who I am. And I'd prefer it that way. And then once you're healed, I'll try and get you somewhere where you're not going to die. At that point, he pulls up another mug. He pours some of the brew into it, and he hands it to you.
It can't be anything worse than any of the other things I've been drugged with recently. I'm just going to drink it at this point.
You look at it for a second and drink it, and actually he takes a deep sigh, almost feeling like he did something wrong, and he's like, "Look, it's not because I don't like you. It's not because I do like you. Don't have to like each other, right? I'm a hermit on a mountain. I saved your life. Let's get you healthy. Let's get you out of here. Don't take it personal." And then he walks back over to the fire.
Pleasure doing business with you, sir. And it's just gonna sip and rest.
All right, we're gonna switch back over to Wiz. Wiz. All right, you are sprinting up the rampway. As you're sprinting up the rampway, you hear some people coming down.
Oh, how far? Like far away or pretty close?
They're definitely coming down in the hallway that you're in the spiral hallway that you were in, and this is the only way in or out of the amphitheater room.
Yeah, so there's like no place to hide. There's no doors, no crevices or anything like that.
Nope.
It's pretty much a straight shot. All right, I start running, and I start yelling at the top of my lungs. It's free! It's free! I'm just like screaming that like as loud as I can as I run towards them.
Okay, give me charisma manipulation.
Okay. Oh, 23. Yes.
That's pretty good. Okay. All right. All right. You kind of come around the corner. It's free. It's free. And they're just like, they stop. It takes them a second to kind of figure out what you're saying, like blades drawn, ready to fight you. And then like one of them in the lead, just like his eyes go wide and he goes, "It's free, run!" And they they take off sprinting. You see actually two of the warriors steal themselves because they're true Dead Seas warriors. Both of them are orcs. Both of them with big, nasty weapons. The one looks at the other and goes, "Let's go kill a hub." The other one's like, "Yes." And then they go past you. But you are just still dressed like one of them.
Okay.
And there's a lot of chaos right now.
Yeah.
And you haven't left any witnesses.
I'm hoping I can work with that, so I keep running then.
Okay. All right, you keep running. You just keep on running. You run up with the two other guys. You make it back to one of the places you were at, the crossroads. Where are you trying to get to at this point? What's your next move?
I had one question. Would I be hearing gunshots from the fight?
No.
Okay.
You got to remember, this is all like you guys are in the castle itself, which is literally just tunnels in a mountain. You're not going to hear it. It's just everything is separated by like 2 foot of stone. You know.
Okay, yeah. And I'm guessing the guys just keep on running if I like stop at the next junction.
Yeah, they just keep on running. The other thing is too, you can hear the gongs, and the gongs are going to drown out probably a lot of the gunfire.
Okay. Um,
For the
Alfred's
time
gonna
being,
have
anyway.
Alfred's gonna have a moment. Like he's gonna be like starting to head towards the way he came, the way he knew he got out. He got in there, and he's gonna stop and just look around. He's gonna get really angry for a moment and just, God damn it! And he's gonna start running up this because he can go up higher, right?
Yeah. He's gonna go up instead of out. It's your call. I'm just trying to figure out what you doing.
So there's.
Let me ask you this: where are you trying to get to?
He's looking for Nellis.
Oh my!
He's feeling like this guy has saved his life back on the ship. He's told him he was going to protect him. He's told him that these people are his people and he's going to keep them all safe. And something in his head is just like, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this.
All right, give me a navigation. We're gonna say perception. Navigation perception roll. And I'm gonna give this to you as an aggressor roll.
Okay. That's a 20.
Wow. Okay.
Not
Take a momentum. You deduce some things. You deduce that Nellis was planning on going to Gull. Nellis wanted to figure out more about himself, so that would probably be at Gull. And Gull is probably up in his personal chambers towards the higher up in this mountain castle. So that is, you kind of discern in your head which kind of direction you need to go in to get to Nellis.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Just to remind you, in case you forgot, remember there's also those bullet breadcrumb trail I left too.
There is. He came at that place from a completely different angle. He will eventually run into those bullet trail. I did not forget the bullet trail. He will eventually run into the bullet trail, but he won't run into it until he's probably like pretty close to you.
Gotcha.
So you're trucking up the stairs then.
And I'm swearing under my breath the entire time.
All right, it is at this point the entire mountain is rocked by an explosion. Like an explosion.
Oh shit.
Like crack-a-doom, crack-a-doom, crack-a-doom. Like the whole thing shakes slightly. The gongs stop for a second.
It's been a long road so far anyways. God damn it. They should have just bombed this damn place to begin with. Why they had to send us down here to start. And I keep going.
Okay. Keep going. You keep going. Call high or low for me.
High. Worked for you last time.
It did not this time. Apparently, karma has shifted from the last 19 times you got it last time to this time, not so much. All right, you are just sprinting up. You kind of get a little bit cockeyed for a second. You think you're close to Nellis. Then you kind of take a quick turn. You think you know where you're going, and you move into a room. Just stepping right into it, it is like a large kind of eating area, maybe a congregation area. There's some tables with benches, almost like picnic style, like 3 or 4 in the room. And you see Heath Welker carving up Dead Seas guys wearing his ADF uniform.
Oh shit.
There's still 3 remaining Dead Seas guys. There's 2 dead in the blood. He has a dagger in one hand. His ADF uniform is his normal ADF uniform with the blue and the black and the ADF patches on the side. The actual uniform itself is made out of kind of like an armor weave. But he has a bandolier of knives across his chest that is missing like 4 or 5 already.
Okay.
They're kunai style knives, like old school ninja kunai style knives.
Yeah.
And his sword is a katana. So he is standing there, and
We
yeah,
brought a weeaboo with us.
What would Alfred do?
what would Alfred do?
He
That's
said-
the question here.
The rope. Okay. He's just gonna get very, very angry again,
Okay.
and like his face is almost turning red, and he's just like, "You have got to be goddamn kidding me!" And he's just gonna go in and fight.
Okay. Who are you attacking? You with Welker or against him? Because I'm not sure by that reaction.
with Welker.
Okay.
He's pissed off because he keeps seeing these situations where he doesn't want to be here, he doesn't want to do it, but he said he would. He said he would protect his people. And he said that these were his people. And that's just enough to push him too hard.
Okay. All right. As you charge in, we're going to switch off from you to Phil Billy. Phil. You,
My turn.
it is your turn. As you are about to fire, the entire building is rocked with the same explosions I described to Alfred. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. The gong stopped for a second. You actually see some fear on Gull Draxon's face. Not, well, you see a reaction on his face. I'm not gonna.
Does he say anything?
He goes, "They're here. They're here."
Who's they, though?
He turns towards you and goes, "The ADF. The dogs you brought to my doorstep." And at this point, he disengages from you and just starts to walk down the hallway. It is up to you what you do. You can totally shoot at him. Not going to stop it. But the last thing he says is, he goes, "I have to get with my people." And he starts to hobble. Actually, it would be more like hobbling down the hallway because he does have like fucking 5 bullets in him. There's a fucking bullet cushion. Yeah, he's a beast.
So he walks past Pickles? Or he's headed
He's
that
going
way?
to, yeah. Pickles actually looks at him and then looks at you like, "What do you want me to do, boss?" Do I eat his intestines or do I not?
I think Nullis is starting to get pissed. Like, he's pissed that his brother is being so stubborn, and now that the resolve, like, he's realizing he's not going to get the resolve he wants. So, he'll go.
He kind of like looks over his shoulder. He goes, "If you're gonna kill me, kill me. Otherwise, I have to protect my people. I'll give it to you. You have the fight, but I'm not walking you out of here. So either shoot me or let me help them."
Truce for now.
Ooh, truce for now. Interesting. He stops and he goes, you see like a gleam of hope in his eyes. And he goes, "All right, truce for now. But I'm going to tell you right now, I am going exactly where I need to help my people fight off the raiders.
And I'm going to get out of this place. So once we split, you're on your own."
All right. All right, brother. Without you, it doesn't matter anyway." And then he just turns and walks.
I'll nod to Pickles to follow and start walking down the hall. Because I'm assuming he is going down, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys only have one exit to the room. There was another secret exit, but it never got into it. And at this point, if he tried to go for the secret exit, you just shoot him anyway. So, like, it'd be the same situation. So, like, there's only really one exit that either one of you know of to the room.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an awkward walk down a hallway, basically, while he hobbles, covered in blood from the bullets you put into him, and you walk maybe like 2 or 3 feet behind him with Pickles, till you guys get to the crossroads. When you do get to the crossroads, because you know how you spiral down into that kind of like crossroads, he doesn't know about your bullets. So when you get down to the crossroads, he stops, he turns back towards you, and he is covered in his own blood right now. So it's like covered in his own blood, like trying to hold some of it in. He actually looks at you, and then he points at a hallway and he goes, "That's the way out. Good luck." And then he just turns and walks a different way.
I nod and I'll go that direction.
Ooh. All right, you go that direction. That direction is, of course, the way of your bullet trail.
Yeah, because I figure, I guess in my head, I need to get out alive. And I feel I've proven to Gull that he can't fuck with us, basically.
Hey, you did
That's
what
how I
you did.
feel.
Yeah. Okay. You walk down. You're about the third bullet thing. You are about to get kind of. You're a little bit a ways from the auditorium at this point. The auditorium where you came in. When you kind of like cross the threshold, and you walk into the auditorium, and the auditorium is actually like empty. There's still like crates of shit like knocked over and half empty because all the soldiers have run away from this auditorium, which is just like a meeting room / like entryway, whatever, to get to the fight, which is going to be going on outside in the Dead Seas, in the streets of the city. However, you do see something else there. You see a gargoyle. One gargoyle standing there, looking directly at you when you walk out. And this gargoyle has this bike bag? I don't think he has just this large, like, it kind of looks like a bat, but it has like almost like a crocodile head to it, perched on his shoulder, and just like sitting there, kind of like growling at you almost. And yeah, it's Volker. He's standing there with his wings kind of folded around him, under him. He looks at you. Like I said, he is kind of the darker, the grayer skin. He has like a couple of like ridge of horns in the top, some black hair that comes out of the ridges down the back of his head. He has a large scar down his face. One thing you do notice about him is he's wearing Dead Sea's getup, but with the exception of his arms are encased in these, they almost look like plate mail armors that are like connected around his back and go over his fingers. But he's just standing there staring at you.
I look at Pickles. How does Pickles react?
Pickles?
Because as far as I know, the way I'm assuming it is Pickles was not treated well by Volker, judging by his missing eye.
Pickles, as badass as Pickles has been, he turns into an abused dog. Like, he shrinks away from Volker into a corner. Volker kind of, like, cocks his head at it and goes, "Failure." And then he looks back at you. He's actually, before we even get to what's going to happen, whether it's a fight or a conversation, he's going to use his perk of Outsmart to outsmart your companion and his own. So he will just look at the bat and go. And then the thing, like, stretches out its wings, flies up, lands on a banister to watch. Pickles is reduced in fear. He cannot take on Volker. Volker looks at him and goes, "Things are going poorly here, but I had to meet you. The prodigal son."
I'm pissed. Like, I love Pickles, and I can tell there's no conversation to be had. I say it's a shame Gull never got to see what he was searching for. but I guess you'll do. And if you want me to roll initiative, fine, but I'm gonna cast darkness.
We're gonna stop. You're gonna hold that there, and
Motherfucker.
we'll have to save that for next time. We're gonna have to save that for next time. And then Aether, back on you one final time before we wrap it up. What do you do? Are you doing anything, man? You guys definitely get some sleep that night. You probably get some more sleep. You're starting to feel a little bit healthier, a little bit more working.
Definitely less dead. We had a perfectly reasonable understanding. And,
Okay. All right, so you're just gonna heal, and that's it.
Drink this whatever
Okay.
forced
Alright.
coffee. If he's not there, probably blather on to the dog.
The dog always listens to you, and you know why the dog always listens to you, because of what you took before the game. But the dog always listens to you, is always into you.
Companion.
And you see him come back over and over again, and he seems more and more upset with the dog being more and more attached to you, till he finally looks at you, probably day 2 at this point, and goes, you know, once they're attached, the dire wolves, it's for life. He's packed you. You're
his mate.
You up you up to taking care of him? Because that's what you're gonna have to do.
Oh gosh.
Responsibilities.
It can't possibly be any more difficult than the rest of this week. I think I hate to leave with anything else of yours. You've been so kind, but
He
yes,
shakes his
I have.
He shakes his head. He goes, the matters of people don't concern me anymore. They haven't concerned me for years. I find them disgusting and annoying and squabbling and silly. And that's why I'm out here. That's why I'm out here with the wolves. Because the wolves, I love the wolves. So I'm going to say this to you. You asked me if you could repay your debt. That wolf has chosen you as its companion. That's how you repay it. Believe me when I say, I know I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, and I have seemingly nothing. If something happens to that wolf, I will finish the job that those idiots on the mountain botched. And then he points to your arm.
Yep. I will say that among on my planet, with in my religion and in my people, we do not give our word lightly. It is binding for more than our lifetimes. It is very complicated, but to spare you all of that, I vow to that this debt is exchanged, and that my life is wildly less valuable than that of this wolf here. You will not need to find me. For if anything, I will leave this plane to my to have my debt judged before anything happens to this wolf.
He takes a deep breath. So many words. All right. I'll take your word for it. Just know this. I know what it is to care for somebody, and I know what it is to be cared for. I choose these wolves now, but I was once a father, and I was once a companion. So I know what it is to truly love something. And you need to love that wolf. And that's where we'll end for the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, I didn't even realize we were getting that close to the end until it's just
So,
been so like crazy.
Right? I lost complete track of time.
so I've got to be honest. I've been feeling a little bit bad about some of our sessions because I have been trying to listen back to them, and sometimes certain people get more time than others. It's just the way of things usually, but I tried to time it this time so that everybody got roughly 40 minutes because you guys were all separate. So I was like, half hour, 10, 10, 10. like give or take 5. I'm pretty sure I got it pretty close on all of you because I was just staring at the clock. I was like, okay, switch. Oh, switch. So I was trying to give you guys all the same amount of time. But everybody wanted fights. You got some fights in there. That's for damn sure.
I think we got some next time too.
Wiz is
A few.
racking up body counts.
Yeah. You're no slouch there, Boss Slayer. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't kill anybody.
No. If he had just hit you once, for shit's sake.
He hit me twice. It was just, it didn't do a lot.
It didn't do a lot, yeah. Well, you had him in a perfect position, too. You know, like he wasn't, like, armored or ready for you. And you had his axe literally 3% of the
fight.
Yeah, like, almost all the fight. I think it was a good scene, though. All of the scenes were really fun, personally.
Yeah.
I love playing with you guys. So, with that said, let's do some plugs. Aether, anything you want to plug, man?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't really do anything. Honestly, hey, there's more Star Citizen Free Fly coming up again. We've been doing this game for a minute, so we've been through several
one day
days.
I'll play. One day I'll play with you. One day. There's just too many good games this year, man. There's too many good games this year.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you want me to vote on some of them? It's so hard.
It's very hard. It's very hard decisions to make. Philbilly330, anything you want to plug, man?
Yeah, obviously, if you are enjoying this show, you can pick up the core rules through single mod, and I'm sure Zach will tell you how to do that. But you can also check out the TMNT and Other Strangeness stream that we do with Zach, Wiz, and Hopechild. That's been a lot of fun, and that one's getting hot too. We're getting into a good episode coming up here.
Yeah.
And
that one's hot, yeah.
And then shortly, not quite sure when, we're probably going to do a little more recording tomorrow, but Zach and I are putting out a Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play where we try to role play our characters while playing a video game. So mixing the TTRPG and video game side of the channel. So look forward to that when that drops. Other than that, that's all I got.
Wizard, your turn, sir.
Okay, as always, I have the Wizard's Respite. It's a website dedicated to all things TTRPG. All of these episodes will be on the back end there, so please check them out. We have a lot more episodes like the TNT and the like. We have another show called Sanctorum. Episode is dropping Friday. Super excited about this one, where Zach is very expressive about his feelings on Drive-Thru RPG, and we kind of deep dive into itch as a alternative platform for selling indie TTRPG games. Last two things I really want to drop is my artist that I've used on other products, and my sister is starting to produce dice.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, those
Towers.
are cool. Dice
She
towers.
has some
Yeah.
really fancy ones.
And she's finally ready to start selling them.
Oh, those are
So
cool.
I wanted to share that and say it's going to actually be for sale on the Wizard's Respite. That's going to be dropping here pretty soon.
Aren't they
Sweet.
like kits that you can build too?
Yes. This thing comes all disassembled, and then you just all snap it together. I use a little bit of super glue to keep it a little bit stronger, to give it a little bit more strength. But, you know, I really suck at putting things like this together, like these little puzzle things. Super intuitive to do. I was able to do it in like maybe 10 minutes max, and I'm bad at that. So, yeah, this is a fun little thing to for your dice roller.
That looks
Drop
cool.
your dice in there and it goes.
She
Yeah,
had
that
this
looks cool.
badass one that looked like a castle.
Those look cool. That's exciting. That's exciting. As far as me, itch.io, search single mod in the search bar, or you could just click on the link in the description below. That will take you to single mod. The core system is $6. We are going to be coming out with some settings for that core mod, which I'm very excited about. I'm working on. But as far as the Philbilly show that he said, yes, Baldur's Gate 330, very excited about that. That will be coming out probably within the next month. We're going to record another session. I want to see how many episodes we get, but me and Phil have... there's just a lot of stuff on the schedule, so to record those, I want to have a lot in the bank before we start actually releasing them, so that we don't have to all of a sudden take a month off. So we're at 3 right now, already pre-recorded and edited. Hopefully we'll get at least 6 out of the next one, and then maybe we'll schedule a release date. But it's coming, and it's fun, and I'm excited about it. And then other than that, you can also check out, like I said, our Turtles thing, Sanctorum. You guys have plugged all the things that also come out on my channel, so it's very hard to plug anything left. Just check out everything we have to offer here. And please buy my game. It's $6. You don't need that $6. I mean, you're just going to spend that $6 on McDonald's. Go buy single mod instead. And have those old Pop-Tarts that are still in your pantry. I don't know where that came from. You guys can contact us on Facebook at OldManGamingDH, on Twitter at OldManGaming9. You can join our Discord. Links in the description below. Influence this in all of our shows from there. Check out Wizard's Respite at wizardsrespite.com. And then, of course, as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll keep making. We will see you guys in 2 weeks for another exciting episode of Astral Drive.
Later.
All right.